Okay guys, I'm back. I'm sorry that this video was so late. My comprehensive exams were kind of murder and there were some medical issues with my son. They're not COVID related, so that's good. But everything's back again and I should be uploading many more videos and in much closer succession, right? Um, the first thing I want to look at here is the calendar, right? So we're on week 15, right? If I am correct. Then Friday, um, you'll be looking at the SA3 handout, okay? And you have a couple other things that we'll be looking at in more depth here in a second, right? You'll also have an outline for SA3, and you'll do your presentation for SA3 and for the class, and I'll go over that shortly. Um, so Wednesday, you had your SA2 reflection due. The assignment instructions were there, but if you have any confusion about it or need help with it, let me know, and I'll help clear that up. And then Monday, SA2 final was due. I looked at how many submissions I have for SA2 so far, and I'm missing quite a few from you guys, and I know that this is like a super crazy time, right? So I'm not going to be detracting points or, like giving you guys a whole lot of trouble about submitting things late right now. But what I am going to be doing is sending out a whole bunch of like super annoying emails to you guys about late submissions to make sure that you are going to submit them, right? So if you don't want an email from me, please just email me and let me know that you're still going to submit your SA2. Um, and that'll help me so I don't have to be like annoying and pushy and stuff. And that way you can also ask me for help or say like, hey, how's 2 days? Or, if you have questions or whatever, I can help you get through that. For those of you who have emailed me about your essays and stuff, thank you. Thank you for keeping me in the loop. This keeps me a little bit more calm and less panicked about everybody in the class getting through. And I've noticed that we've been working through like a lot of really good questions and issues like through this sort of like email process. Okay, so there are no stupid questions. If you have an issue of any kind, just email me and ask, and I'll be happy to work through it with you. Um, what else do we have? So the issue on this coming Monday is you have to list 5 scholarly sources that you think you can use in SA3, right? Like if you don't end up using them, I'm not gonna like freak out and be like, ah, those aren't the sources you said you were gonna use. But it's better for you and more time efficient for you if the 5 sources that you list on Monday are the 5 sources that you end up using. Okay, I will try to get up a tutorial for you guys on Sunday to kind of like walk you through how to like choose scholarly sources and all that stuff. And that way it should make it a little bit easier. But if you start the process early and you have questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to help you guys right now. And I have a lot of free time all of a sudden. So that's really good. Um, what do we have? What else? So this is, yeah. What we have? This is what's on deck for Friday, right? You have the SA3 handout, and I'll look at that here in a second. You have an outline for SA3, right? That can be really loose. It doesn't have to be super structured or anything, and it doesn't even actually have to be what you end up doing. Okay, it's just like it tells me that you're working on something and that you're like starting to think about it, and it also kind of like forces you to start thinking about what you want to do, right? And then week 15 it says discussion board presentations. So you're just going to get on the discussion board um, and basically turn your outline. Oh, look, I have some of you guys have already done this. Um, hold on. Yeah. So it says do a 200-word presentation. I think the calendar says 300 words, but 200 is fine, right? Um, and just basically explain what you're going to be doing for your SA3 in a way that you think that your colleagues and your classmates would understand, right? And try to explain why it's important or why it's interesting and what you're hoping to do with it or what you're hoping to learn. Okay, super simple. And you can, since it's for the class and for your classmates, you can use a very conversational uh, tone there. It doesn't have to be like very scholarly or like sophisticated. What do we have? What do we have? Okay, let's go back one and go back another one. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay. hold on one second. Okay, we're super close to the end of the semester. Like, if you guys are still on board, you will be passing the class, okay? You don't know, nobody who is listening to this video really needs to worry about not passing, okay? It's just an issue of like what grade you want, and then you can tell me and say like, hey, this is the grade I want, and I can tell you exactly how much work you have to do to get that grade. And I'm going to be grading in a much more like chill way than usual because COVID is a huge mess, and so many of you have had your like lives completely like upended. Okay, so here is the handout for SA3, right? It's 8 to 10 pages. Again, I made this assignment so that you could build onto SA1 or SA2 and not be starting from scratch, right? A couple of you indicated that you want to start from scratch, and that's fine, but just keep in mind how much work you're going to have to put into this to reach that page length, right? So 8 to 10 pages. Hopefully, if you have 4 or 5 pages on SA1 or 2, then move from there. And if you have questions about whether or not SA1 or SA2 would work for this, you can let me know. I'm totally happy to let you guys try to ask questions about basically anything. So, right, what you really need is a clear thesis statement, 2 examples of science fiction and fantasy text that prove your point or serve as evidence, right? Again, though, if you ended up wanting to write about something that's not sci-fi at all, and not even related to the class, that's fine. Just email me and let me know that that's what you're doing, and we'll find a way to make sure it works, right? And then at least 10 research sources, right? 4 of these sources should be scholarly in nature. The remaining sources can be articles, blog posts, YouTube videos, even Twitter posts, right? If you have scholarly sources in your essay already, let's say you're building on essay 1 and there are already scholarly sources in there, you can count some of those as your 4 sources, right? So if you did a super scholarly essay 1, you don't have to come up with new like scholarly research. You just have to come up with other stuff, right? You need a works cited page, and yeah, and this is again just a reminder that you can write about whatever you want. So right, again, this can be a research paper or it can be more of like an argumentative paper. And the real difference there is a research paper doesn't have to drive a specific argument. You're not trying to convince your audience of like one specific idea, whereas with an argument paper you really want to like drill into their heads that like, okay, fracking is bad, or like women are underrepresented in sci-fi, or you know, you're really trying to like push a specific agenda. And a lot of the time when you start out an essay, you don't know if you're going to end up writing a research essay or an argumentative essay, but until you're done. And then when you're done, you need to look at it and say, okay, what is this? And then go back through and kind of make sure that each paragraph, right, matches up with what you want to do. Is this, if you decided you're going to do a research essay, make sure each one of those paragraphs is kind of like more open-ended and not as pushy as what you would do for an argumentative essay, or, you know, vice versa. Okay. If you want to complete this assignment in a different format, let me know. We can talk about some different ideas. I think at this point, probably the easiest thing is just to write an essay. But if you are like desperately wanting to do something else and you're sick of writing, then send me an email and we'll try to figure something out. Again, and I really, really, really want to stress the point that this is 300 points. It makes kind of a big difference for your grade, right? And it's the longest thing we've done in this class. It's like twice the length basically is what we've been doing. So if you can build onto one of your other essays, build onto one of your other essays. The other thing about this is if you don't get to 8 to 10 pages, that's fine. Okay, don't panic. Definitely do not like give up on the whole course. Just email me and let me know where you're at. You can even email me your paper and say like, hey, this is where I'm at. What do you think? I need help. Okay, don't give up on the course and just stop submitting stuff. Okay, even if you end up with like a 5-page paper on the last day of class, submit that 5-page paper. Okay. The last thing I want to say about that is we're really, really close to the end of the semester. So just keep submitting stuff, right? Like go back through the discussion boards if you have a minute, and if you, I don't care how late your discussion post is, just go back through and type something. Type 2 sentences, type 1 sentence, like just do as much as you can do, and I won't be deducting points for lateness. Same thing with SA2, same thing with SA1, even at this point, if you hadn't submitted SA1, you can still go back and do that. Okay, so just try to get as much done as you can, and try not to put stuff off so that at the end of the semester you have like half a semester's work worth of work on your plate, right? And that's my something that I tend to do if I get a little bit of leeway in my classes, and it's something that I'm literally doing to myself right now as I'm putting everything off kind of in my own classes. And so I'm going to have a ton of work to do at the end of the semester, and I can see myself doing that. So I don't blame you, but if you can, don't do that, because if you have multiple classes and you overload yourself in one class up until the last minute, then it's going to really mess up your finals for your other classes as well, regardless of how you're doing in those classes, okay? So if you need help um, with anything, just send me an email. I will try to put up another video on Sunday to kind of just keep you guys um, on track with where we're at. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog barking in the background. If you can, I apologize. She does this all day. Okay, so long story short, email me if you have questions. Don't give up. We're super, super close, and I'm going to be the most chill grader of all time this semester. So if you can submit something, submit something. Do not give up and do not disappear on me. Okay? And if you have stuff that you haven't submitted yet, just go back through and start submitting. Okay? All right. You guys have a good day.